above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Did you hear that, bro? So what is that read? What is the Bible saying?
Give me a little more elaboration.
Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. We're gonna see who Moses is speaking to, okay? And then we're gonna bring, 1:1, yeah. Deuteronomy 28. 1:1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto all who?
All Israel.
Israel is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Bro, where do your father fall out on this, bro?
Judah.
Judah.
I would say Judah and
What's your dad?
Puerto Rican.
What's your dad?
He's Puerto Rican and black.
What's his dad?
Puerto Rican.
So you're from the tribe of Ephraim. That's who you are. You're Ephraim. And you're one of God's chosen people. Read that again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he's talking to Israel. He said, these people right here on this board, you fall under this. You are special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face. So anybody that's not on this line, on this side, you're above those people. So you got a little clarification on that? Okay. Go to Joel 2:27. Because what you're going to find out today, that the Most High is about you and for you. Christ came for you and is about you. And this whole Bible is about you and for you. Read.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
In the midst of Israel, these people right here.
And that I am the Lord your God.
The Lord whose God?
Your God.
Those people right there.
And none else.
What did that mean? Just those 12, right?
That's wrong.
Read that again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
So how do they get, he's for everybody? Because they taught you this growing up. This is white supremacy. They didn't teach you this. That what Christ looked like. Do you know what Christ looked like? We're going to show you, because you're going to learn today. Give me, you know what I want. Because what you
know he was copper skin.
Let me ask you something. If you take white bread and you burn it in a toaster, not lightly toasted, you burn it, what color is it going to be?
Black.
If you take white rice and you burn it, what color is it going to be? So obviously anything you take and you burn it is going to be what?
Black.
Okay. 1:1.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Okay, this is revelation, meaning reveal. We're going to reveal what Christ looked like. Now I want you to, we're going to do a comparison of these two images. We're not saying this is Christ, but this is a better depiction than what they taught us that this is Christ. Okay? Jump down to 11.
Verse 11, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, write in a book.
Now why would somebody want something written in the book? They keep proof, they keep record. Because he knew in the later days they was going to change it. Right. Jump down to verse 14.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. His hairs on his head and the hairs on his face were white like wool. Did this guy got it? Did this guy got it? Okay, now strike one against this thing that we've been taught. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. They was red. Is his color, they either have a blue one or a brown eye, whatever picture they show you in the movie. Right. So that's strike two against him. Now do you know why his eyes was red? His eyes, you know what Christ's first miracle was?
Water in the wine at the wedding.
He turned water into wine.
Right.
Now when you drink wine, the whites of your eyes turn red, right? And it was prophesied, Moses prophesied that back then, but you got that? Yeah, give me it. So what you're gonna learn what Christ looked like. Christ looked like you. Christ come from, well, you come from Ephraim, but Christ come from the tribe of Judah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
That's why his eyes was red with wine, okay? Because he drunk wine. He drunk it in moderation. He wasn't no drunkard wino. He just drunk in moderation. So, you know, like when you drink wine, your eyes, or whenever you drink anyway, your eyes turn red.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now, John the Revelator's looking at Christ's feet on the island of Patmos. And back then they didn't wear Nikes and all that, they wore sandals. So is it fair to say the top of your feet is the same color as your body? The top of your feet.
The top of my feet is gonna be dark. So
They're gonna be the same. Let me ask you something.
body,
Okay, because if your feet was to go fill out a job application, what would it say?
Right.
Here you go. So your feet, the top of your feet is the same color as your body.
Right.
Okay, read. No, read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass?
White. Gold like on your uniform.
Brown.
Gold.
Brass is a derivative of brown. Even gold is a derivative of brown,
Like
right?
your uniforms.
Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So you took this already brown person and you burned him in the furnace. What color was Christ? My man.
Black.
Okay, so which one is a better depiction of Christ?
This is the true one. That's the false one. That's the true one.
You know what I mean? So, what color is Christ, bro?
Black.
Exactly.
He's white.
Read that again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Black people got woolly hair.
as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass,
Brown color.
as if they burned in a furnace.
Christ is an purple dude. He's blacker than black. Okay? Now, let's see what his father looked like. You know what I mean? So, this depiction right here, this what they taught us, oh, this has been a lie. You know what I mean? This has been a lie. This is more of a depiction of Christ. Christ is a black man.
They're not gonna let us know the truth.
They're not, but you're going to learn the truth today. Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna show you why we're in the conditions that we're in now. Because they taught us this growing up, and this is in all your churches. They don't teach you, thus saith the Lord, the Bible. But I will show you who you are, who the Israelites are today.
Yes.
Okay? Deuteronomy 28:15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy,
They don't
chapter
know.
28 and verse 15.
This is something
But it shall
I know.
come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
How
thee.
your skin is.
Hey bro,
Black man.
hey bro, let me ask you a question. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad
Ask
thing.
me.
Okay. Is a curse thing a good thing or a bad thing?
What you say?
I said, is a curse a good thing or a bad thing?
Curse what? I don't even know.
Verse
I don't
16.
even know how to answer.
Cursed shall thy
But I
be
know.
in the city.
Now, are we cursing the city? Young brothers getting shot down, killed down the street. We're the first fired, last hired.
Right.
You know what I mean? We live in the ghetto. We're in poverty, Section 8 and all that stuff, right? So we're cursing the city. Read.
And cursed shall thy be in the field.
Do you know when we was cursed in the field?
They set us up.
Slavery.
They
Exactly.
set
We
us
was
up.
cursed in the field. That's when we was
They
cursed in the
set
field.
us
The
up.
so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we was cursed in the
I know
field.
you, brother.
Give me verse 32.
I know my brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Whose sons and whose daughters was given unto another people? Slaves. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You saw Roots when they took kids in, you couldn't get your kid back.
Right.
You wouldn't have no economical might
Look at
or
our
no
warriors.
military might to get
We
our
don't have
kids.
to be
Even today, if they take you and house you in the jail, you can't
Okay.
get out unless they want you. If they take your kid from you, CYF, take your kid, they can't get your kid. So that still applies today.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
Like I said, no economical might or no military might to get our kids back. Give me verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses
All these bad things
shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
pursue you, meaning if you go anywhere in the country, anywhere out of the country, you so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native American, these curses gonna follow you everywhere you go, because it's everywhere. It ain't just here, it's in Europe, everywhere else, Germany, wherever the so-called blacks, Hispanics is, you're cursed. Read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
till thou be destroyed. We're not physically destroyed.
We been nice.
What are we?
doing right here?
We're mentally destroyed because we don't know who
Right
we are.
there.
And until just now, you didn't know Christ was
My
black,
mom
right?
got the truth.
Okay, read. Give me, and finish out.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we didn't follow the laws. We didn't listen to the Bible. We don't listen to each other now. We out here telling our people, thus saith the Lord, coming straight out of the Bible, and they walk past and still don't listen to what we're saying. You know what I mean? But all praise to the Most High that you're right here listening and learning something. Give me verse 68. I'm going to 68. I'm going to show you something. Because these people right here,
Never sometimes.
this is how you, this is let you know who you are. Give me 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Now, do you know anything about the Bible? What was the Israelites in Egypt?
From my heart.
They was black, but they were slaves in Egypt. They walked in their 70 souls, and then Moses parted the Red Sea and brought us out. So we was in Egypt. Okay, give me what Egypt is. We were slaves. These so-called people right here, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they were slaves in Egypt. And Moses parted the sea and brought us out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt, that's what we're talking about. Egypt means something. This is where you're going to find out what Egypt means.
Out of the house of bondage.
What's another word of house of bondage? What's another word for bondage? Exactly, slavery, captivity. Go back. So you find out what Egypt means. Egypt means slavery, house of bondage. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
No, read that again. Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Egypt, slavery.
Again.
A second time, but the first time we walked out, but this time you're going back into slavery, and it's going to be a certain way, a peculiar way that you're going to go back into slavery.
With ships.
What people went into slavery on cargo slave ships? Those people, right? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way Moses said it was going to happen to you,
Thou shalt see it no more again.
what won't you see no more again, you know? We won't see our homeland again. When they took us from there, we ain't been back as a nation back to our homeland. Our homeland, which is Jerusalem, is our homeland. So,
Want to finish that out?
yeah, finish it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So when you got off those cargo slave ships, who were you sold to? Okay, who was we sold to? What people were we sold to?
Whites.
White. What did God call them? Read it.
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
What did God call them? Enemies. Exactly. Read.
For bondmen
Slave man
and bondwomen,
and slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
No man can get you out of buy you means it's whole Quaker world means nobody can redeem you.
Right.
So, what we just read thus so far, these people on this sign right here, so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, who is God saying they are?
The Israelites. in
Exactly.
Egypt.
So the Israelites went into slavery on cargo slave ships, but you know today that the so-called blacks and Hispanics went to slavery on the cargo slave ships. So we are the same thing. You know what I mean? That's who we are. That's one of the signs to let you know who you are. Exactly. So what color is Christ?
Black.
What color is God?
Black.
Black.
Okay.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We have abandoned.
I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.